on how gamification aims to enhance user engagement in the sport and fitness industries. As you'll probably already be aware, the use of gamification in these industries is growing at an explosive rate, from the use of fitness tracking watches to apps that encourage us to drink more water. When I first heard the term gamification, I instantly pictured my children playing their video games on their iPads lying on this couch. And then I learned more about what gamification actually means. Deterning and colleagues define gamification as the use of game-like elements in non-game contexts. The user engages in a particular activity in return for such things as rewards, challenges, badges, quests, positions and leaderboards, and more. In the sport and fitness industries, gamification aims to enhance behaviours in a way that improves health and fitness outcomes. So today we're going to have a look at a particular example of gamification in sport, and that's the sport of cycling. It's a product called CycleOps, along with the connecting virtual training apps.
CycleOps and the connecting virtual apps allows the user to cycle through virtual locations anywhere in the world without leaving the house, office or other indoor locations. It's basically an indoor bike but with a ton of technology attached.
So this is how it works. You've got your bike, which is hooked up to the trainer hardware, a couple of sensors here and here, which sends data via Wi-Fi to your laptop to record things such as speed and your distance travelled as you're cycling. So this is where it gets really interesting with the software. So I've just selected a ride taking you through this myself that I feel like today. So I've chosen to do a solo ride, but there's lots of different options. You can choose to ride in a group or with a virtual pacer, or you can choose to ride alongside a professional cyclist. So as I ride along, it's recording all my stats.
I can't cover them all now, but there are a few further capabilities of the cycling apps that I find particularly engaging. I have a couple of friends who are competitive cyclists and they use the Rouvy app to race each other, but from their respective homes. The platform has become a tool to help them reach their peak performance for competitions. The setup is integrated with Strava, Facebook and Twitter, so their training performances are captured and shared by their social media platform of choice. As stated by Barratt in a recent paper on gamification in cycling, gamification also plays a role in creating a new digital community of cyclists. Through logging the bike ride, the ride lives on. Barratt also notes that, quote, Strava was conceived to enhance the practice of solo riding in order to provide the social camaraderie of a team whilst training alone, end quote.
Just taking a closer look at the app, so the app I've got up on screen is Rouvy. One feature that I think is really cool is you can take a GoPro recording of your favourite rides and upload it in the system. So you can basically revisit your favourite rides. I think this is really great because it means that you can create your own content rather than constantly feeding into set content.
The virtual training apps include a fun avatar construction feature to allow users to build their own social media profile. Here I'm using the Zwift app to create mine. This, along with the other features I have discussed, aim to set the products up for successful user engagement. Do they succeed? Well, from reviewing feedback from the users on Twitter and YouTube, I'd say yes. I think it's important to note that you don't need to be an elite cyclist to use this gamified system. Users range from novice riders with zero experience, aiming to punch out some kind of exercise on a regular basis, to people like myself who've been told they need to cycle to rehabilitate an injury. I'm not a cyclist, but I've been ordered by my physiotherapist to start cycling, and here I am, setting up my own gamified cycling track. You may not feel the wind through your hair as you virtually ride, but it does allow you to avoid the dangers of cycling through traffic on busy roads. And it also gives us more options to exercise when outdoor training just isn't compelling, like when it's raining or freezing cold. However, as discussed by King and colleagues, there are several challenges that need to be addressed for gamified platforms like virtual training apps to formally prove their worth in positively influencing behaviours in the sport and fitness industries. Gamified products need to be designed well, have purpose and draw users in as games purely for entertainment do. The providers and designers need to understand their users and integrate goals that are challenging but achievable. Otherwise, the technology will fail in engaging the audience or users may simply give up playing. Furthermore, there is limited empirical evidence from clinical trial settings proving improved fitness outcomes as a direct effect of engagement in gamified systems. Some evidence has emerged in recent years. For example, in 2017, Barratt published a study that utilised reflective diaries and semi-structured interviews of experienced club cyclists who use activity tracking apps such as Strava. Although the conclusions from this study are limited by the qualitative study design, the writers claim that the gamified applications influenced their route choice and motivated them to cycle more frequently and at a greater intensity. However, users reported declining engagement over time with continued use of the apps. This is a potential limitation of gamified applications. But I do ask if this aspect is any different in non-gamified offline training. I think of the training sessions my athletics coach sets for me at the running track on a weekly basis, and they're always varied and rotated to keep my training interesting long term. Perhaps the variety of activities and functions offered by the cycling virtual training apps I have discussed may help keep users engaged with long-term repeated exposure. Time will tell.
What products like CycleOps and the virtual training apps can't guarantee us is that we will achieve our fitness and training goals. We do still need to turn the pedals if we're going to achieve any kind of fitness benefits. But what it does do is give us options for exercise, and exercise that we enjoy and can fit into our busy schedules. It's not for everyone, but what it may just do is motivate our minds to exercise more regularly and a greater intensity, and for myself, to rehabilitate my injury in a fun way. I know I'm certainly finding the system a lot more engaging than the old school exercise bike. I'm Renee Briffa, thanks for watching, and let's get riding.